What does it look like when a human being runs faster than almost anyone in the history of the world? It looks like a young man from Virginia, a kid who could barely breathe, a kid who fought his own mind every single morning just to get out of bed, a kid who walked into a classroom every day feeling like the world was speaking a language he would never understand. And then, on the biggest stage in the history of sport, in front of 80,000 screaming people in the city of Paris, with the entire world watching, he ran, and nothing was ever the same again. This is not just a story about speed. This is a story about what happens when you refuse, absolutely refuse, to let the world decide what you are capable of. This is the story of Noah Lyles, the most electrifying sprinter on the planet. And I promise you, by the time this video is over, you will never look at a starting block the same way again. Noah Lyles was born on July 18, 1997 in Gainesville, Florida, and from the very first breath, life made things difficult. As a young child, Noah was diagnosed with asthma. Think about that for a moment. A condition that restricts your airways, that makes every breath feel like work, that makes running, of all things, feel like fighting for your life, in the lungs of a boy who was born to run faster than almost any human being alive. But asthma was just the beginning. Noah was also diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, making school feel like a punishment he had done nothing to deserve. He battled dyslexia, making every page of every book a daily war. And underneath all of it, quietly, invisibly, he was fighting anxiety. Here is a child who was told in every possible way, by his own body, by his own mind, by a world that did not understand him, that things were going to be hard, that he was going to have to fight for everything. And then his mother, Keisha Kane, the most important person in this entire story, saw something in her son that nobody else could see. She got Noah and his younger brother Josephus onto a track, and the moment Noah Lyles started running, the world made sense for the first time. At Westfield High School in Virginia, Noah did not just compete, he demolished the competition. Back-to-back national high school championships in the 100 meters and the 200 meters. A student who could not sit still in a classroom was suddenly untouchable on any track in America. Running, it turned out, was the language Noah Lyles had been speaking fluently his entire life. The world just had not been listening. Right here, if this story is already giving you chills, hit that subscribe button right now. Every single week on this channel, we bring you the most extraordinary stories in sport, the athletes who rewrite what human beings are capable of, the moments that make you genuinely proud to be alive. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, because you do not want to miss a single one. Now let's get back to Noah. In 2016, at just 19 years old, Noah Lyles stepped onto the global stage and won bronze at the World Junior Championships. The running world started paying attention, but it was 2019 that changed everything. The World Athletics Championships in Doha, Qatar. Noah Lyles stepped to the line for the 200 meters final. 19.83 seconds later, he crossed that line as world champion. Arms raised, flag wrapped around his shoulders, the crowd erupting. The kid who could not breathe was the best 200-meter runner on the entire planet. But here is the moment that revealed who Noah Lyles really is. Moments after that finish line, he broke down, not in joy, in relief, because what the world did not know, what Noah had been hiding, was that he had been privately fighting depression, serious, dark, debilitating depression, not training tired depression, the kind of depression that makes you question why you should get out of bed in the morning. He had won the world championship while fighting one of the darkest battles a human being can face, and then, instead of hiding it, instead of protecting his image, instead of pretending, Noah Lyles stood up and told the world the truth, publicly, honestly, without a single trace of shame. In that moment, he stopped being just a world champion. He became a voice for every athlete, every young person, every human being who had ever suffered in silence and felt completely alone in their pain. That took more courage than any sprint ever could. We are almost at Paris, almost at the moment that stopped the world. But right now, I need you to subscribe to this channel, because if this video is already giving you something, the stories we bring every single week will give you so much more. Subscribe, bell notification, do it right now. Let's finish Noah's story. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Noah Lyles arrived in Japan as one of the clear favorites for 200 meters gold. He left with bronze, and he did not pretend it was enough. He looked straight into the camera and said, "I came here to win gold, not bronze." That honesty, that fire, that refusal to perform gratitude he did not feel is exactly what makes Noah Lyles impossible to look away from. He does not manage expectations. He sets them sky high and then goes out and tries to reach them. Then came 2022, then 2023, World Championships, World Championships, World Championships, 100 meters gold, 200 meters gold, 4x100 relay gold, 3 world titles in a single championships. The world was no longer just watching Noah Lyles, the world was holding its breath. August 4th, 2024, Stade de France, Paris, the 100 meters final at the Olympic Games, the most electrifying race in all of sport, and Noah Lyles was crouched on that starting block. The gun fired. What happened next lasted less than 10 seconds, and it will be talked about for the rest of human history. Noah Lyles crossed the finish line in 9.784 seconds, just 0.005 of a second ahead of Kashane Thompson of Jamaica. 0.005, a margin so impossibly small it could not be seen by the naked eye, a margin so impossibly small it required a photo finish to determine. For several agonizing seconds, the entire world held its breath, and then the result appeared. Noah Lyles, Olympic champion, gold. The kid with asthma, the kid with ADD and dyslexia, the kid who fought depression in the dark, alone, while standing on top of the world, was the fastest man alive. He collapsed to the track. He wept into his hands. He looked up at the sky. And then, in the most Noah Lyles moment imaginable, he stood up, spread his arms as wide as they would go, and absolutely roared at 80,000 people in the Stade de France, who roared, every single one of them, right back. But here is what I need you to understand about Noah Lyles. The gold medal is not the story. The 0.005 of a second is not the story. The story is who he is when the race is over. He is the athlete who celebrates with anime poses, with showmanship, with pure, unfiltered joy, because he refuses to be the version of himself the world expected him to be. He is the athlete who looked depression in the eyes on the world stage and said, "This is who I am, and I am not ashamed." He is the athlete who declared, "I want to be the greatest of all time." Not with arrogance, with the absolute iron conviction of someone who has stared at the darkest version of themselves and come out the other side, faster, stronger, more alive than ever before. Noah Lyles is 27 years old. He has a lung condition, he has anxiety, he has fought depression, and he is the Olympic champion, the world champion, the fastest man on this earth. Drop a comment below. What is your favorite Noah Lyles moment? Because I genuinely want to know. And whatever you are facing right now, whatever is making your road feel impossible, remember this. A kid from Virginia who could barely breathe ran the fastest 100 meters in Olympic history. The track is waiting. Now go. And before you leave, if this story moved you, if it gave you something, hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it today, and subscribe to this channel right now. Every single week, the greatest athletes, the most extraordinary moments, the stories that remind you what human beings are truly capable of. This is the channel for people who believe in more. Subscribe, and I will see you next week.